All right, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining me today. Just had a couple issues with the stream key, but it looks like we're going fine now. Welcome to part two of my 2008 trip to San Jose, and my first real good time exploring the Valley Transportation Authority light rail. Um, we are going to be anyway. We're going to be going on part two now, and this is going to be a combination of. I believe that I rode out to like it's basically I was doing a whole bunch of little trips. So the next one will be riding out to Mountain View and then back on Caltrain and then going down to Alum Rock, um, and then I think it's just that, and then some stuff around downtown before taking off and flying away again. Today's going to be a short stack, along with tomorrow, and then we'll see if I have time for something on Monday. I did have some plans for tomorrow to go to New York City, but the snow storm has not only canceled the museum train, which is fine, but I think that my trip to go out and walk around parts of the Bronx to get some position light photos is no longer would no longer be super fun to do, even though it would be arguably convenient to go tomorrow. I mean, more convenient than other days. Um, I don't think that the weather and the grime or whatever is over there is going to be conducive to it. Anyway, let's get zoomed in here. It's going to be a little bit of an abrupt start. We're going to be moving to more an aviation theme for a little bit. The VTA light rail provided some really good views of Moffett Field and some of the interesting stuff there. In fact, they even have this is where NASA Ames is. I know that I was coming in from this say because I was passing the. Oh man, they even demolished it. It's always interesting when you captured stuff that's now gone. The Onizuna Air Force Station, four-story when it closed in 2011. Data link terminal. It was basically a ground station for Air Force, and they realized that they didn't need it here, and it was the Bay Area. Don't know why they haven't repurposed it. Oh wow, they actually demolished the Blue Cube, so they probably sold it for. They probably sold it for quite a pretty penny. But the neat bit is there was some pretty neat heavy-duty Earth terminal satellite dishes here, and I at least got a picture of one of them. Like I said, the light rail literally goes right, circles the situation. The light rail makes a pretty big, it's like light rail making deviations. I mean, Baltimore's did it. A bunch of them, Dart does it. There's a whole bunch of this Sunnyvale zone here. You've got like NetApp in there, Juniper Networks, the Yahoo campus is over there. A whole lot of neat names, in addition to like Moffett Field and such. So anyway, it's actually pretty cool that I got this picture here, because this was going to be shutting. This was shut down not that long after. One of the reasons I go out, it's nice to get stuff. Be somewhat tempted to Closure area was rural. Recommend Bract. Oh, it's an NRO facility. Hmm. Yeah, I guess it didn't get. I mean, honestly, that parcel is probably worth like $1 billion. But looks like that they didn't do much with it. Sorry, I'm just trying to see if there's even any street view of this stuff in the area. Oh, yeah, there was a whole bunch of stuff there. That's pretty neat. Anyway, the other neat thing here at Moffett Field was the old Hangar 1. This was a hangar for the USS Macon mega airship that was built and then promptly crashed in the 1930s. Unfortunately, it wasn't long after this that apparently the skin of it was highly contaminated with lead and PCBs. So they basically stripped it down to the skeleton. In 2012, fortunately, Google actually stepped in and is paying for a complete restoration, which is almost finished at this point in time. I'm gonna crop this a little too much there. Get that extra airplane bit. I just forget which NASA is in here. If it's Ames or the other one. Oh, it's Ames. I put as Dryden for some weird reason. Okay, Dryden's at Edwards. See, I always make mistakes. You always find those mistakes. Is that plane a I wonder if that plane is a nah, I think it's I suspect that plane is not an exhibit. So here are the other two hangars here. That is hangars 2 and hangar 3. These are also built as airship hangars. They're again, I think Google is using them for something. You can figure it out. Okay, hangars 2 and 3, border war 2 for coastal defense, anti-submarine. Oh shit. Oh crap, they just demolished 3. Boy, that stinks. That was in 2024. Um So they built 17 of these things during World War II. And they're made of wood, but again, it's a shame that they decided to knock it down. I mean, like, how are you gonna get another building like that? Uh, and here we have a wider view of them. And a side view. Yeah, this is all just from the light rail, because it said it runs right against the fence line. So here's the old hangar one. They said at least this one was the restoration on is just about finished. It was slated to be finished this year. I have 2 views of it. This one and another one. We'll see which one is better. They're both unfortunately rather obscured, but again, it's a good picture of the way it used to be. And another quick view of it. This one shows slightly different things. I don't know if the new one's gonna have that dark top. I'd also would love to know, like, how the hell do you have PCBs and whatever the skin was? Like lead paint I get, but like PCBs, like what the heck did they make that thing out of? All right, here we are back at somewhere. So this is Mountain View. I don't know why Mountain they changed the way their service pattern works. If you look here, oh, that's the wrong map. If you look here on the map, that should have transit. Yeah, the Winchester train used to go to Mountain View instead of making a hollow C. Like everything sort of went downtown. Like I think it was like that, and then that one like went all the way down there, the blue line, and they split it up to have direct Mountain View to Alum Rock service, and anyone else who wanted to go downtown would have to transfer. They probably did a study to figure out like what the service, like who was actually who was going where, and downtown San Jose was probably not as popular as they thought it was. A lot of my VTA photos are just them taking pictures of the light rail vehicles as from a passing Caltrain. Interesting, the VTA light rails have Tomlinson couplers and not Snaffleberg. Good for them. And here we have the start of whatever their ABS. I don't know if they're cab signaled or it's pure ABS. I feel it would be pure ABS, given the state of the technology on this. I think those trees might be oleander. I mentioned this before. It's popular as sort of a ground cover thing out west. But it's also toxic, especially to if consumed by animals or burned. So it's the B138 signal plus various crowds here. And this, I believe, would be the reverse of the B138, little backlit. All right. Well, we burned through our first set there. See if anybody has any comments. Oh, yeah, a lot of comments. Yes, I mean, most of it doesn't have a lot of deviations. It just wants to do a big old deviation through the industrial park. The dark orange line, which is, ironically, also does a pretty major industrial deviation. The Tomlinson couple are not only being North American in design is super simple. The Snaffelberg one has a lot more active elements in it. It's pretty strong, but it's designed for low coupling forces. I think in the U.S. you generally, I don't know how, it's more of a standard overseas, but I think it's definitely more complicated. More can go wrong. It's probably more expensive. Tomlinson was patented by Ohio Brass, so it's a domestic product. So, okay, so regarding the VTA to Caltrain crowds, like it's just down due to the post-COVID work from home stuff. So yeah, we'll get to the four aspect signal in a second. We can see what they have there. Yes, they do have a center storage track in Mountain View. And I do not believe there's tail tracks. Yeah, so the station platform basically holds one. It's got a crossover, and then a second end of the interlocking will have, or there's a single storage track. So remember, I was going to Mountain View, and then I'm going to jump ahead to, like, other places. I couldn't remember if a VTA ticket was good for local Caltrain. I might not have cared, or I might have got some sort of pass. I thought that there was like something with some cross honoring within like one of the zones, but I could be completely wrong on that front. Backlit Caltrain arriving, Mountain View. It's crazy how the amount of work from how even just like it seems like like a little work from home decimated so much pre-COVID commuting. I mean, systems were bursting at the seams up in 2019, and even I figured that like even with all the return to office stuff, it's crazy how many trips just evaporated. I think today this is CP Shark, but back before then so at some point they consolidated or Julian got split up into like two halves. Used to be let me go on this one. This one's got it better. Used to be that Julian was actually pretty huge. So Julian, what is it? Oh, they don't even have a Julian anymore. The whole thing here today they've divided into Alameda and CP Shark. Shark for the San Jose Sharks who play at the adjacent arena there. Before this whole thing was CP Julian. Don't know what that stands for. Maybe it was like a street there. Julian Street, of course. It's interesting. You always think that like some of these old interlocking names were named after some guy or whatever. Then you learn it's just the street. I wonder if that industrial track is even still there. Oh, I guess it is. Yeah, it looks like it. I don't know what, like, sub or spur or whatever that is. Here we go. I think I might know some of these switch numbers. Let's try the old game again. Oh, maybe I have Almeida's numbers. Doesn't look like I actually have any. Just the dwarfs. Huh, that looks like a relay-based one if you ask me. Sorry, let me go back to my Julian days here. There we go. So I think this is the 3 switch and that's the 1 switch. Although there's that one down there. It's always the issue. So this I know is 7. And that's 9. See, but what the heck is that one there? So, because that was added after the fact. So the original one would have had 1, 3, so I have no idea what that one is down there. So what's that far track over there? Let's check. Oh, it's the Warm Springs sub. That's what that is. And that's track number 1. All right, that works. Here we have the Winchester line. This is the Diridon station. This is the green line's little interlocking there. I don't need that stuff. I have it in a different picture. 1 second. Yeah, like Patco, these were pretty. These would be pretty. What is that? Limited. They would only display clear immediately before the train arrived. Again, here we have some old Caltrain yard remnants. So if we go down here and look, there's the station. Yeah, that was all zapped when they put in the new platforms. That would have been right around in there. Oh, it's the lube oil. All right, that works. Here we have. So again, this is the newest part of it. So by this point, they had a little bit more budget, and they were able to put power crossovers up for everything. You know, and actually have powered crossovers instead of what I assume were. What is that? Is that 2032? 2032. Wow, they actually label their switches nicely here on the VTA. That's appreciated. Two oh three one. I think that's 2032 on the other one. 2033, not 2031. And here we have, oh, they're actually doing a crossover move. Would have liked to have seen what signal indication he got. This is number 906. Huh, I wonder if that one was actually reversed in the photo. It was. Okay, doke. Alright, that works. Oops, didn't really do more of my stuff there. Hold on. And here we then have 906 arriving at the station, blah, blah, blah. So this guy's going to Civic Center. I guess this is a short turn. Need to find out where VTA Civic Center is. Oh, here's the map. Convention Center. Okay, Civic Center. Okay, it's right by Gish. Yeah, they do a bunch of short turns there. All right, so here we are jumping ahead to Alum Rock. Oh, I cut that one. Yeah. Oh, let's wait. Sorry, this is Santa Teresa. Oh, I didn't go to Alum. Okay, I went down to. Oh, I went all the way down to Santa Teresa. Interesting. See, I totally forgot about that part. Okay. Not entirely sure which track that is. Trying to see if I can snag a picture of the snag a picture of one of the destination signs or something. Got some end auto block stuff. Does anything tell me what track numbers are which? I guess not. Oops. I could just go with what Caltrain goes by. Wait, what? Wait, what direction is this? Oh, this is not northbound. That's southbound. I could go with them following what Caltrain does and just being like, that would be track 2. Typically, you will see sort of things like that. That the light rail will number its tracks in the same, east to west kind of thing that the local heavy rail bit does. Maybe I'll see something on the destination sign. Oops. Here we have 913. Now also looking northbound. So interesting. Eventually, Almden and the Oconee Chiboleth stations would be closed. Well, hold on. Wait, what's going on here? Oh, interesting. All three of them, Almden, Oak Ridge, and Oconee, whatever you pronounce that, they were all closed with a shuttle bus. I'm guessing light rail. Okay, they're trying to they're trying to implement level boarding because there's about an 8 to 10 inch gap. And what's funny is that they did the Almden spur and then abandoned the station a few years later. All right, well, that's done with that set. And our last set for today. Get that going. Yeah, older railroads really preferred doing the street naming. I've noticed that a lot. Going towers, especially, they really like. And if there wasn't a telegraph call letter, they would do a street naming. Yes, yes, you're right. The Civic Center is right by the yard. That's right. I don't think that so. Hold on. I mean, the Diridon at the time that went all the way through to Winchester, so that wasn't that shouldn't have been a turnback at Diridon Station. I'm suspecting that there was just wait. Oh, it's single track. Oh, I get it. Oh, I thought that was double track. Interesting. Yeah, good call. Because I saw the two tracks, but one of them is the Union Pacific. One of them is the Union Pacific line. How interesting. They have a light rail with still has substantial portions of single track on it, or at least a chunk of single track there. Interesting. Okay, yeah, totally forgot about that. Vibes of Baltimore light rail. So it looks at this point in time. Wait, hold on. Yeah, I guess I went to Alum Rock at a different visit to San Jose. um, so yeah, this would run Santa Teresa to Alum Rock. Another one would go Mountain View to Winchester, and I think that there was another short turn one. And now they've added that orange line bit. Because no one, few people didn't really want to go to, the jobs weren't necessarily in downtown San Jose. So here again, this is one of the earlier things. When did this section come into service? This section was done 1991. So this is still really part of the original build out down to Santa Teresa. After this, there would basically be in '99 they would build most of the Mountain View part, and then in 2004 they extended it. Down to Alum Rock, and then they built that Westchester line in 2005. Oh, East Ridge is going to be 2029. Just checking. Wait, what? Sorry, just reading something here. Bus Rapid Transit line. Eh. I'll look that up later. So, okay, so here we have the Santa Teresa interlocking. This is interesting. Not only does these not have a backing and they're not LED, these 1990 signals are again that rare Union switch and signal modular color light system that they were using for a bit. So I think a major issue with the interlocking here, again, is you have extended leads before the crossover, which zaps your throughput. So an interesting story here. I was out taking pictures, and I thought this guy, he called me. I think the guy wanted to, call me over. And instead of yelling at me or telling me to get a permit or whatever, he was actually like, "Oh yeah, you should go by the maintenance yard and like you just go here and you talk to the people and they'll let you like give you like you can go do like a shop photo thing." Like everybody here was like super. It's crazy how different, how night and day it is, in the East and the West Coast. And it's not just like, oh, they're nicer in California. Just because there's a little bit less of that old school us versus them union mentality, where they don't want to be caught not doing their job. That's ultimately why they really, really hate, in the East, they really hate photo stuff, at least back before every phone camera had one. The employees just really didn't want to get caught goofing off. Here's the 121B. I don't even know where the crossover is. It's funny. It's like this whole blue line runs down the middle of the highway. Yeah, there's the cross. Boy, look at that. You've got to go. This is the real problem. You have the signals are there. You got to loop all the way around, and then you clear up like right around there someplace. That's an immense amount of time. That's really going to zap your throughput. It is funny is when the light rail does descend to grade for a station, and then goes right back into the highway median again. Here's 150. I mean, you can tell I'm just taking a lot of pictures of the same thing here. I don't know if she was the one that like was cool, or it was the next guy. Might have been the next guy, because I did wait for this train to depart, and then I caught the next one. It's getting a little dark here, so the photos are getting a little soft. Here we have the light rail vehicle on the platform with the doors open. This be again number 955. Oh, one major problem with the VTA things, they have bulkhead cabs. You can't get a photo from the inside forward, so that's why there's not there's all these weird time skips. So I think that if this is 955, then she was the one that was like, oh, why don't you come here, take a picture and whatnot, take a picture of the cab, which was nice of her. Today would have been much, much nicer with my phone, a night sight phone photo, but I'll take what I can get. Oh, I think that it had CCTV. Oh, nice. It had CCTV opto for external cameras. Got the masthead of the. Yeah, see, stuff's getting a little stuff's sharp, but it's getting grainy. And here we have the alternate one coming in, led by number 917. Yeah, 100 LRVs is not a bad, that's a pretty respectable number there. Maybe I don't need pictures of that cabinet, but I don't know where else I can cut it. Yeah, it was getting dark in a hurry. This is number 917. And number 905B. Boy, it's that I can tell how dark it is. You might not be able to see it, but these photos are getting really grainy. On a later date, they did implement an express service on this route. I don't know if they're still doing it. I can check. Let's see what the Wikipedia. 1 second. Yeah, the Commuter Express. Service introduced 2010, eliminated 2018 due to low ridership. Yeah, of course. 3 trips in the morning, 3 in the evening, nonstop between Convention Center and Aholoni, whatever with. Yeah, I did that. It was really cool. Again, I couldn't get any photos or anything of it, but it was still pretty neat. For the record, it does have a sort of an across the platform transfer for the Tamian Caltrain terminal. Trying to see where the overhead catenary stops there. Where's their? I wonder if they actually have an AC motor stop sign. Sorry, just trying to check something here. If that yard's electrified or not. I can't see it. Oh well, sorry about that delay there. Last photo. Here we have 9. So 9:55 is still there. This feels like it's been there for some time. Yeah, again, this is a really blurry photo here. Because of the time of day. All right, so tomorrow we'll tomorrow I guess we will figure out what the the reveal will be what the signals do for diverging movements. We're gonna have 37 photos tomorrow. Well, maybe I can do one today. I don't know. Nope, it's not gonna tell you what it is. So we'll save that mystery for tomorrow. Let's see if we have any additional questions here. Yeah, I was trying to figure out where the 522 is. Palo Alto to Eastridge. Okay, so it's like up the peninsula, like in the Mountain View side of things. Yeah, no, I'm looking at that picture on the down by Tamian. It's trying to see where the where the can I catch an AC motor stop sign? And I'm seeing like, well, why do they have, if this is like the tail end of it, why do they have 20 feeder, 25 kV feeder down here? Like, where's that going? It's just like it seems to peter out. Yeah. I guess the feeder just peter. Oh, yeah. It all just terminates right there. Okay. Well, that solves that problem. So I guess they just turn on the main. Yeah, I guess it's just enough for them to turn on the main. See, but like, yeah, where's their AC motor stop sign? Like, how can you electrify not have an AC motor stop indication? It'll probably be right, should be right in there. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Thank you for watching. All right, see you tomorrow, same time, same short thing. And you have a great thing. Have a great day and stay warm wherever you're at. All right, laters. Thanks for coming, Brian.